All right, I don't remember exactly how the stream started, but I remember at this point I was probably saying something really insightful, probably really heartwarming, touching, really bringing in an audience that actually wasn't there because I didn't tell anyone I was streaming. So this was me just introducing myself. I wasn't planning to have to edit like this. I didn't realize that I was muted for the first 15 minutes.
Lucas, thank you so much. You probably just saved the entire stream. I had no idea. So today what I'm doing is Arc Server Manager, and I'm also going to be doing the Arc Breeding Calculator, which is called Arc Smart Breeding, to kind of set up a video tutorial maybe, but also setting up for some good content when it comes to Arc. I've had a ton of questions about how to set up servers when it comes to Arc. I won't be able to answer everything when it comes to like port forwarding and stuff like that. But I wanted to give people a walkthrough with some of the stuff. This is something that not a lot of people know about. It's a tool that essentially lets you min max like how the breeding works within the game of Ark because it's a complicated thing. So like let's say you have two T-Rexes, one male, one female. They can breed and you'll get an egg, but the egg will be a mixture of the stats of like the parents. You might get the best of everything. You might actually get the worst of everything. And so this tool lets you see what those stats are, and it kind of gives you your odds of everything. But it also kind of makes suggestions for, like, let's say you have 5 T-Rexes. It'll tell you which are the best two to breed together at the best time. It'll, kind of give you the ability to make a plan because the breeding takes so long within the world of Ark that it's like, if you don't have something to do, it's like a really annoying process, especially in the live game where you're playing with public servers. It's so breeding times and tame times in general have always been such a weird thing in the world of Ark. If you want on a public server to take down a T-Rex and tame it, not only do you have to like knock it out, but you have to guard the unconscious body of the T-Rex for hours, like 8 hours sometimes, depending on the level of the creature. And during that time, other tribes and other people can kill you and or kill the creature or take whatever you want or mess with your base. So it's a weird game in the public space. And you like really are more and more powerful with more and more people because that gives you options. Like you can keep your base defended and tame stuff at the same time. So running around solo like I like to do on a public server, not really the ideal scenario, and you get your cheeks clapped a lot. It can be it can be fun to be like, cheeky and sneaky and like run around and like sneak into someone's base and whatnot, but it's not super profitable. You're never going to like be the most amazing person on the server as a solo player. So what I like to do is create a solo experience for myself using, the way that you set up Arc servers, you can control like everything. So everything here kind of changes what the world does and how the world is. I can turn on and off different creatures, change their drops, change everything. So Arc for me is kind of a unique experience for me, and I look at it as kind of whatever the challenge that I'm giving myself. What's interesting here is that I don't think that this server is running properly. Yeah, so we're seeing LAN only. So I guess somewhere along the line, my port forwarding is probably screwed up. This is fine for me and fine for the stream, obviously, because I'll be able to play it on my own machine. But if I was opening this up to other people, seeing this message is pretty clear. They wouldn't be able to see the server. They wouldn't be able to access it. And so that just basically means that my public IP isn't being forwarded right now. Again, port forwarding, well, I didn't really get a chance to say it before, but port forwarding, not really something that I can cover on the stream because that's going to be super case by case and it's going to be very specific to your router. So if you're seeing this message and you are trying to set up a server of your own, you have to go into your router settings. You have to look into advanced settings. And basically, you need to explain to the router that when people are trying to access this public IP address, that it needs to come to one specific machine. In this case, your machine, the one you have your server running on. And that's all port forwarding is. That's what it does for you. I'll tell you one thing. Arc has always been odd about is getting connected to a server and understanding like if something goes wrong, what actually happened. That's something that Arc is sucked at from the beginning. This process of just loading mods and getting started with a server, if you have like 2 or 3 mods, you're good. But you try to start a server that has like 20 something mods, it might break halfway through and you won't even know. Do this. Instead of creating a whole new thing from scratch, which would take ages because I'd have to like kind of copy the data over, what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of go through this and alter the things that need to be altered. We already have some good mods in here. We don't really need to add a ton more from what I've seen. Autosave should be good. Let's change just some of the basic stuff. So Lost Island, is that where we want to play? We've got a lot of options. So the original server for Arc is the island. It's not Lost Island, right? It's just the island is what it's called. Yeah, there you go. So the island was the first one, and then they had the center and a couple of other things. The ones that came with the DLCs are usually the ones that are like really gimmicky, I want to say. You know, if you go to Aberration, for example, the whole thing is underground. There's not you don't have flying dinosaurs, for example, and the game is about like this weird underground navigation. It's honestly one of my favorite ways to play it, but it's a very different experience than a traditional Arc. So I think if we want variety, I'm thinking Ragnarok, honestly. All right, so in the rules section, we've got the corpse locator going on. So when we die, we'll have like a giant indicator that, you know, makes it easy to find your body. The no survivor uploads, honestly, that thing doesn't really matter for if it's just me. This was a public server, this would be important, you know, because you can control what kind of comes in and out of your server that way. And you don't want people like uploading a level 300 something dinosaur somewhere else because it got hacked in or whatever, then coming over and like screwing up your balance. One thing that does need to be changed if you want to play like a solo experience in Arc and have like a lot of fun with it is you have to unlock all of the engrams. The way that Arc is designed, you're kind of like a specialist of like what you want to get good at. So you could be the person in the tribe who does, you know, who has the recipes for the weapons and you make the weapons, for example, but you can't afford to get everything. You know, if you play by yourself, obviously you need to be able to afford to get everything. So that's one of the settings that you will see is toggled here. Diseases are honestly kind of rare, and I don't turn them off. The tech suit powers really don't apply for Ragnarok here. Okay, so these I probably tweaked really hard. This is specific for the content server, so yeah. I'm wondering if I can set these back to the default. Yeah, okay. Now, this is going to be a little bit of like playing around with this stuff because it is important that you balance Arc correctly. It's real easy. If I turn up the XP multiplier, it sounds appealing. It sounds like something that you would really want to do, especially as a single player, to get rid of the grind. But you end up skipping over inside entire like areas of like recipes and tiers of you can skip entire dinosaur tiers basically. You know, you can end up skipping right to the end of the game and it's kind of pointless to get things like boomerangs and whips, and those things are kind of fun. So what we're going to do for XP is I think we'll keep the XP. Actually, I'm going to do 0.8 multiplier. I always end up tweaking these further and further over time. All right, so dino settings. For the people that have asked me in the past about taming and imprinting specifically, these are the taming settings that I believe I've had. Let me check against this server real quick here. Yeah. So I do keep these settings across servers. This is what I've used for solo runs. And when you're using it with S Plus mod, and you're going to see this later on with the nanny, that's where the imprinting and things like that will actually work. The numbers won't make sense. It'll basically look like you'll never get a chance to imprint your dinosaur, but you end up getting all of the stats for it anyway. So it's a weird thing. I don't even want to bother trying to explain how all of that works, but these settings will allow you to imprint your dinosaurs. I'll say that. or allowing the flyers in the caves is kind of cheeky if you're playing single player and you're just trying to get like artifacts from caves. Caves are not really, most of the stuff in Ark is not fair. So you have to kind of find ways to make it fair if you're going to play like this. All right, so tamed creatures. When the tamed creatures are tamed, these are the multipliers that I had in here. I'm going to leave it as is because the settings are interesting. But it's going to create weaker tames. I think I did this to give myself a little bit more of a challenge, but these my creatures wouldn't be as beefy as what would be there normally. All right, and then this is the other part of the breeding and other questions that I got is for these multipliers. So the mating interval, because normally it's like days between the times that they mate, like you want to tweak that way down. Obviously the speed, you turn that up. How fast the egg hatches, maximum. Because otherwise you're going to be sitting on an egg for like literally 8 real life hours, which is ridiculous. The baby maturation speed is what screws up the imprinting. So unless you have the nanny, you're not going to get a chance to imprint. That's just how it works. You can disable the imprint if you want, but like you can leave it with all this. As long as you have the S Plus mod and the nanny, you should be good. Dino spawns. I don't think I messed with any of this stuff at all. This is really, really specific to the server if you wanted to change how often certain things spawn. And honestly, other than turning off annoying stuff like maybe microraptors, I can't really think of any good suggestions for this. Microraptors bring nothing to the table. I don't usually turn them off, but if I get annoyed by them enough, I might. Anyway, so base temperature I don't usually mess with. Day and night cycle, you can change if you don't like the night times. A lot of people don't because they're very, very dark. I think especially if you are playing on a server with multiple people, like you have to have a good nighttime cycle. That's kind of part of the point of the game. But I understand the people that want to change it. This is how you would fix that. It's interesting when you change these because it just literally makes the moon fly across the sky. It'll be dark for like 20 seconds and then be daytime again. These are the things you really want to get. You want to put down like almost to nil. XP over time is just lame. Like you're just standing there gaining XP. So I can't imagine that that's like a fair stat. I usually have barely any of that stuff going on. With crafting, you want to definitely have this tweaked way down because there's things like cementing paste and things that give you just way, way too much XP to be properly balanced. Harvesting it's fine if it was fair. The problem is there's the bug where if you're on like a T-Rex and you eat a tree, you get just a ton of XP. So it's not the fairest way. I usually do turn it down. I know you guys might be looking at this and thinking like, oh man, you're going to be like level 1 forever. It really does move faster than you think, and it keeps things like relevant, which is way more important, and it keeps the game fun. Killing, I'm going to leave it 1 because I feel like we earned those. And then special events, I'll leave it 1 because those are very few and far between. Those are like boss fights and things from Rider Hit. Yes, T-Rexes can eat through trees. Basically, with Ark, the idea is that you're like a caveman type of thing, technology-wise, and you have to tame everything around you. And when you can ride a T-Rex, you can tell it to bite or roar. You can even, if you have the technology, you can even attach guns to it. Ark is an insane game. So, as you're running on like a T-Rex or any big creature, like what I noticed is if you rip out trees or like bite through them or whatever, you get a ton of XP for no reason. It's just one of the weird bugs that Ark has. Same thing with like a Brontosaurus. You can do this huge tail swipe and like take out a bunch of a forest and end up like leveling up your Brontosaurus. Not really a ton of point to doing that, but it is what it is. Auto unlock all engrams right here. One of the most important things. And then allow integrated S plus. Even though I had the S plus mod, I'm gonna also click on this. I don't know that the S plus mod is separate anymore. I really didn't follow how that worked, but
This is the way that it was set up for me before, and it worked fine, so that's the way I'm going to keep it. And then here, I don't believe I have anything different set. These are very specific overrides just for INI type settings. And like very specific mods might have INI settings that you would need to change. And that would be in like the, here's an example. I had a shop thing that I had set up one time on one of the servers. And so like in these settings, like the mod gave me the directions to like, if you want to create like this whole shop, you basically assign this cost to this item, and it really wasn't worth. So got rid of that. Clearly it's not on this server. But that, I think, should get us going. We are now, when we start this, it was running. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire it off again. It's going to take 3 or 4 minutes to get started. But this time, it's going to be the Ragnarok map. In the meantime, we'll have the breeding calculator tool ready to rock too. So as soon as we're able to tame anything, we'll be able to put stuff into the breeding calculator, and you can see how that works. Let's say this wasn't my server, and let's say I didn't have these mods installed. One of the things that makes this process annoying is if I don't have this map, or if I don't have these mods, it's going to show me the server, and it's not going to show me that there's any issues until I go to start to join it. And the process of it trying to download things in the background and not being like at all verbose about what's taking place usually means I get disconnected halfway through, and I'll never know what happened. So a lot of people get really frustrated trying to join new servers, not really understanding what's going on, but usually you just have to keep retrying and retrying until all of the mods are there. Ragnarok. So Ragnarok is a gigantic map. It has a ton of different biomes, and we're not going to be able to easily see how large it is until I can get a flying dinosaur, I'd imagine, or if I go into like cheat mode, which I'm not really planning on doing. This has been a long-standing bug, and I've never understood why they didn't fix this, but you're supposed to be able to see the map here. These are the different starting locations. So if I could start in the jungle, I could start in a place called Viking Bay, the Highlands, or in the Southwest. These places are probably dangerous as all get out. And I'm talking about, just straight up monsters, rather than dodo birds and whatnot. So not the safest place to get my bearings. Let's do Viking 3. Previous destroyed. Oh well. Immediately. Wow. Alright, so those are compies. They're only dangerous in groups, and there happens to be a group of them right on the shore where I spawned. Oh man, I'm gonna hate this place. Yep. Alright, so terrible spawn location. Being chased by compies, having birds eat my inventory stuff. Welcome to Ark. Alright, so luckily those birds don't actually hurt anything. They're more annoying than anything else. They swoop down, they grab something out of your inventory. Right now, obviously, I don't have anything useful. So the shore is typically the safest place. I'm also very curious why the gotcha was attacking me. Those are supposed to be super nice and passive, and he was just punching me right in the face. So hopefully he's cool. He's the guy with the Santa hat over there. These are my favorite flyers. So like level 35, we'll be able to knock one of those out. I'll be able to saddle one up, and we're gonna fly. I don't think it might be cool to set up like a little house or something over there, but there's no resources. So we'll probably just start a little thatch hut somewhere like here. Frank, why did you punch the crap out of that bird? Well, turns out to tame things in Ark, it is the cruelest way possible. So you have to knock things out,
and then you have to fill their inventory with things that they love to eat. Ta-da! We have our first dodo named Dodo. The dodo, I didn't necessarily need the dodo. I was actually using that as an example because it was funny. But the dodos are great for laying eggs, which you can eat for food. You can also kill the dodos. You could breed the dodos. You can, use them for meat. Like everything is kind of a resource, and a lot of things are also like multiple use. Eggs are part of kibble, which if you're playing the game traditionally, kibble is like the fastest way to tame things. The only reason that dodo tamed quickly is because of the settings that I have in the game. Now that we've actually reached level 2, we can kind of choose, where we're going to put some of these points. Movement speed is a smart, I probably should have picked like carry weight too. But now you can see I just unlocked all of these things rather than having to like choose them specifically and not be able to afford things. So now I can make like a spear and things to defend myself. Okay. I know it seems cruel, but I need hide, I need meat, I need like pretty much all of the resources, and these creatures are not being very helpful around here, so. Ragnarok was one of the first maps that was like mindful of the fact that there were DLCs that they added to Ark. A lot of stuff when people were putting together maps, they didn't put in their like the desert resources for stuff like the Scorched Earth expansion. So like without sand, you can't make stuff that's made for like the desert expansion, like the boomerang. So that's actually really cool. So S Plus Foundation, way better. Okay, so I got two different foundations basically. If I want to use a regular foundation, it's the exact same cost as the S Plus foundation. The reason why I specifically use S Plus is because these are so much better to work with. With S Plus, you can pick everything back up. So for example, I can put it down and I always have this option. With the regular stuff, I think you have like 30 seconds to pick it up. But I can come back to this later and kind of rearrange my whole house if I wanted to. So same concept as, running around behind the dodos and punching them in the head is we're going to use a slingshot to fire rocks at a parasaur. Ideally, if we can get it to get bound up against rocks or something like that, it'll cheese. But otherwise, it's just going to run, and we just got to catch it. I don't know why the other one is running. Come on. God damn it. Come here. That's just embarrassing. Oh, son of a... I got compies on me now. Unfortunately, I think that one got away. So... oh, uh-oh. Hold on. Yeah. All right, so that is a dilo. So we need meat to tame that dilo, but that should give us a little bit of a like a guard dog type of thing. It's typically what I use those for. And I will now actually get to show you how the breeding calculator thing works. Not that I'm going to be breeding Dilos, because that would be a ridiculous waste of time. But it's cool to see how the tool actually works. So now that we've got two different dinosaurs. Alright, so you've got this option when you hold E. And it's under options, and then you've got export dino. And a lot of people don't understand what that's for. And so like there's this this breeding calculator tool. It's one of, so now I can import the exported data. Oh, just do the last export. There we go. So now I've got the Dilophosaur. I've got all of his stats. I've got everything in here. Oh. I want to add new to the library. Create a new library specifically for this server. So we're just going to call it Rag. And now we've got this guy. So we've got his colors. We've got all of the different stats. This, for somebody who's not like super familiar with Ark, this isn't going to mean a ton. But over time, when you have like a lot of dinosaurs, because you can have, you know, 300-400 dinosaurs maybe in a tribe, this will be real easy to kind of figure out who to mate with who to make the best dinosaurs and all that other good stuff. So this is the start of something that will eventually end up being much cooler. She needs a name. Chat, any names? There it goes. Ah, here we go. Difficulty override. So didn't change it, unfortunately. So if we were to change it after the fact, what we'd have to do is a command in the world that kills all the dinos, and then that like forces everything to respawn, basically. I think the way that it stands right now, the maximum dino level out there is going to be like 40 or 50 or something like that. And so the way that that works, actually, let me go back to the breeding calculator because it'll be easy to understand now. So this turtle, we're going to add to the library, but you can see in the game, the turtle is a certain level. And the level basically breaks down into where the points distribute, just like my level as a character. When I started as level 1, I have like 1 point in everything. So the way that Ark works is that each thing has its own points too. So they got hit points, stamina, oxygen, food. Not all of the points are going to be useful. You know, like oxygen, for example, on T-Rex. They're not swimmers. So any points that go into that stat are essentially wasted levels. You could end up taming a T-Rex and then at the end find out that almost all of its points are in useless stats. And so like a high level Rex may not necessarily be powerful. And so that's what this is really for, is for finding like where the stats are within each of the creatures that you have and like how to min-max everything. So when I get ready to go to a boss fight and I've got like 30 T-Rexes, I know where all their stats are and everything. Not that I do that all that often, but that's what it's for. Most chops are tamed with random crap, and that's the weirdest tame that I think I've ever... This has been a really weird run for me. So most chops, like when you walk up to them, they'll ask you for a random item. I happened to have the random item it asked me for in my inventory at the time, so I just gave it a berry. Look how happy it is, though. Alright, I'll do the level 9. Nice. Ta-da! Alright, so we have our first saddled mount. This is a parasaur. They can detect, you know, like enemies around.
player enemies, so not super useful for this server. And then they can also do this chomp thing. They can also do this scream, and I think that is like a fear or something, or makes certain enemies run away. It's not very powerful. You really don't want to fight with these things, I'll tell you that. Now, what we were talking about earlier, Lucas, when I said like the T-Rex and attacking like trees, you can do the same thing with like Parasaurs. So like if I'm just running, you know, I can actually just attack stuff as I'm moving, and it gives me experience. So it's not, I don't think it's supposed to. I just think that they never realized that it was doing it, and they never stopped it. But it's definitely a normal thing in the game at this point. I didn't know that that was an ARG. Did I go too far? I must have gone way too far. Because there's Allosauruses. Yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. Alright, so bad news. Right down the beach from our house is a couple of Allosauruses now. That's not good. The Argentavis isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, I'm glad to see that they spawn. That wouldn't be a bad thing to kill, too. It'd be actually a ton of XP. They're very handy to own. But that's going to be a long time away. I think that's level like 45-ish or something like that. Args are amazing, though. They're gigantic birds, and they can grab, you know, like I think they can carry... I don't know about a turtle, but they can carry a lot of other mid-sized dinosaurs. I'm going to go take out the Allosauruses. I'm not going to risk the dinosaurs, because I don't feel like they're going to survive it if I do that. Oh, so that's happening. Okay, let me just F it. Ah! Okay. And now it's taken out my most shots. Trying to get him away from the base. Well, this is cheesy, but it might work. Got... Come on. Whew. That's some XP right there. Oh, buddy. Like, upgrades to gear. That's crazy. That's how early we just killed an Allosaurus. That's not normal. Yeah, I tend to poop in celebration, it seems. There's a lot of pooping in this game, like way more than there should be. So that's kind of the idea, is you get like kidnapped, you wake up and you're on this like mysterious island with this thing in your arm. And this is like your identifier. And when you, as a player, as you kill bosses, they attach to this identifier in a way. So like, if you were to kill another player who has killed a boss, you would see that within their thinger that you pick up from them. Yeah, sequel to Ark is actually in development. I cannot wait. Ark 2 is going to be... I'm hoping it's going to be amazing. I mean, I think we hope all sequels would be amazing, but they just really have to keep what they did here and figure out how to make it less buggy. This is one of the buggiest games I own. Like, I'm not even joking. It's something you have to kind of learn to work around the scuff. Like me being able to hit stuff with a bow and arrow, isn't me being a good aimer. It's knowing how the scuff in Arc works and how like the hit detection works. Because it's not really like I'm not really that good at aim. Let me show you something else that's awesome that I wish more games would do. So you've got the ability to pull. This was a mod. I think it's S plus, but basically I can use this button here, select a recipe like this, right? And so let's say I want gunpowder. Or I'm looking, what I need is the ingredients. So what I'm looking for is charcoal. And then I click on that and it's going to show me all of the stuff within range that has charcoal in it, how much it is, and then I can just select like where I want to grab stuff from and move it. It is the most convenient system for like base management that exists. I haven't seen anything like it. So there, I just grabbed all of the charcoal, even the stuff that's being currently created in the fireplaces, and I moved it over here, so it's 489. So we won't be able to use it for quite a while, but we've got more than 100 gunpowder already being created. I do want to do this, though. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to end this, and I'm going to switch over to Phasmophobia. I'm going to do one round of that. And then I'll end. Because I got a couple of things I got to knock out. Can't do on stream. Now this should be set up. I'm trying to think of all my microphone settings and everything, but this should be set up correctly that the ghost should be able to hear me. All right, so the idea here, and I haven't played much at all. I haven't unlocked all of the maps. I haven't unlocked all of the equipment, and I'm just going to be doing the starting equipment because I'm so brand new. I don't want to lose anything. From what I can tell, it seems to be easier to play this game in a group. And you can still be successful in a group, even if you die. But when you play it by yourself, if you're the ghost hunter and you go out there and get clapped by a ghost, you lose all your stuff. So I don't want to risk like the stuff that I've purchased. So I don't know this game well yet. I'm just now starting to learn what all of the pieces do. So I'm still on like amateur level everything, and everything is very much surprising to me still. Joseph Garcia.
This is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry.
Every time I've heard that, I die. That usually means the first time I see a ghost, it just kills me. So what I don't know how to do yet is how to actually like escape from a ghost. I've figured out how to piss them off real good. That seems to be like what I'm really good at. I've never seen this level before. It's kind of scary. It looks like an insane asylum, I'm guessing. I don't have an index, but I do plan on eventually getting one, and I will play this game in VR. Especially around about Halloween season. Not really getting a lot of EMF readings from this violent ghost. What is that? Is that a potato? I don't even know where I am at this point. Like, this is a huge map, apparently. I have seen no ghost activity. I think like this map is too big. Like I don't. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this checks out. No ghosts here. Well, got no detection of anything going on. It's a whole ass hotel. What? Okay. I don't know where I am. I wouldn't even know how to get out if I needed to be, if I was being chased right now, so. And also, this might be a good question for you. Like, is that the move? Like, if I see a ghost, do I run? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Because half the time that works, half the time they just kill me. Like, I don't really understand what to do in the event that I see a ghost. The game doesn't really cover that. Oh, see, sanity is something I'm still trying to figure out too. Like, so when I was playing with other players, they were they were very careful about when and where they turned on the lights in the house. I don't know if it was maybe the settings that they were using or how it worked, but basically every house that we went into, we played like four rounds. And every house that we went into, like objective one was always turn on the power. The power always seemed to be out. And then once we did, it was like carefully turn on the lights in a specific way so that we can find where the ghost room is at. I haven't been able to play like that, and I don't know how it, like, how the light moves the ghost. Like, I've been able to turn on a light and see the ghost turns out the light, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the ghost room. I don't think I saw it. Don't know. I don't know what I just saw. Well, the way that I'm looking at it is a learning experience. I expect to die. I definitely am not expecting to figure out, especially in this place. We're just gonna retrace steps. Get back out to the truck. And to be honest, if I don't see the ghost on my way between here and the truck, I'm just gonna bail and go to another map. Oh crap. So, freezing temperatures. Huh. Yeah, the sound in this game is like super immersive. I'm very impressed. You know, if you curse at the ghost, you anger them and they'll come and kill you, which I think is weird. Um, hmm. You okay, buddy? Come on, where's the exit? Like, I'm genuinely about to just try to summon the ghost to kill me. Just so I can get back to the truck. Alright, I'm just gonna turn off my light. Let my sanity do its thing. Oh. Ooh, spooky. Hello, Mr. Ghost. I don't remember his name. Do you remember his name? Let's just leave the game. That's ridiculous. You know, and the glowing orbs, so it's a good question. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that I've gotten used to like what counts, but it's kind of hard to tell.
Before investigating.
I've been wrong and had the camera set up, and I don't know if maybe I just didn't aim it right or what.
Reports of violence, and it looks like
Right. Okay. Uh. Okie dokie. The ghost has decided that the power needs to be off, so now we need to find the power box. Let's do a dot projector. And then let's see where the power's at. Basement, great. That's quaint. Alright. Okay. Okay. Whew, okay. We saw the ghost. The activity was a little high. So what does that mean, right? So basically I turned around. And he was walking up the stairs. He was literally like 4 inches from me, and I walked through him. He may have turned off the basement right as okay, so I don't know what this means. I went down, I turned on the basement power. I went back up the stairs to turn on the light to the basement. Let me check this camera. And as soon as I flipped the light, like the ghost appeared, like it was angry about the light, and it was coming up the stairs. It walked through me, turned the light off, didn't kill me. Yep. Okay, just saw the dots projection. Let's see if we can get some writing. What's your name? Yeah, I think we've definitely identified the ghost room. I've never gotten a dots projection that was visible like that on my own, so I'm pretty certain that's it. Can you tell me your name? I have no idea what the summoning circle thing does, but I am not playing. Really? Okay.
So, I had a little bit of activity. Sanity. That's just fine. Can you tell me your name? Okay, that was scary. Bye. Anyway, the spirit box, we got something. We're not seeing ghost orbs, but we haven't really... in fingerprints, I'm pretty sure there's none. Because I did analyze. I have seen the ghost multiple times, and I have not been able to see my breath. So there's a... that doesn't really eliminate stuff. And then ghost writing, we weren't able to get that. I bet it's a wraith. Flight travels through walls, almost never touch the ground, meaning it can't be tracked by footsteps. Afraid of salt. The only reason I'm guessing this one is because of this EMF level 5 thing. And that's because of this. Because if it, like, I feel like that would be crazy to put as an optional objective for a ghost that isn't, it's not possible. Not all of them make EMF. But then again, I don't have a parabolic microphone with me either. So it's not like I can complete the objectives here. Let's take a look at the other one. So the yokai, attracted to human voices, usually found in haunting family homes. Talking to it will anger it. That seems like a ridiculous thing to go and test. And I don't have any salt. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can, crap. I have to find out about EMF, right? That seems to be the only way forward. That's true. The spirit orb is smart. Let me get rid of this. Oh. Pretty sure it just said out. Running, 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 running. Oh, okay. Look at that. Look, okay, so the EMF didn't beep, didn't move. I have to assume there's no EMF in, right? We got dots projection. But I'm not seeing ghost orbs. We're definitely in the right room, right? So, like, this would mean if we're right, then this ghost emits EMF level 5. Which would be weird, because, again, we didn't even see the thing go up. And that's the part that I'm not... I hope I'm right. Let's do it, I guess. Should it go back? The fingerprints are hard to spot sometimes. Damn it. I got 65% sanity, why not? You got it, buddy. Out it is. All right, let's do it. It's race. I'm doing it. Yes! We nailed it. We've successfully stopped the ghost. We are Ghostbusters. Well, I think I am actually going to end it here. You know, stay tuned. I don't know when and where the next stream will take place. I don't know what I'm going to be covering just yet, but I'm going to be cutting up videos, I think, out of what I've recorded here after I've kind of gone through and hopefully everything came out decent sound-wise. I know we had some flubs at the very beginning, but hang out with you next time, and as always, thanks for watching.